Good evening. Here's the news at 9. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government transfers Ekpe General Hospital to federal government for more psychosocial support. House of Representatives urges federal government to review Medicare price list on National Health Insurance Scheme. On the foreign scene, death toll from Storm Helen in the United States rises to 200 amid search for survivors. And in sports, former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya targets another fight this year. Now the details. I am John Omoaka. Lagos State Government has signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) for the transfer of Ekpe General Hospital to the federal government in a bid to provide more psychosocial support in the healthcare sector. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stated this during the Ministry of Health Lagos Trauma Conference 2024 with the theme Advancing Trauma and Emergency Healthcare Systems for its Thriving Lagos. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the state will provide more additional trauma systems for residents in distant locations to have access when they need them, adding that the present administration has made a significant stride in healthcare service delivery.
The world is a global village now. We cannot give excuses. We cannot give reasons why things are not the way you want it. Those days, we need to go and open 3 textbooks to even be able to finalize a small 3-page stamp paper. You have the power of the internet. You have the power to research even on your phone, on your tablet, and to have the benefit of global best practices to be able to challenge your world of the future.
We're also enhancing advanced trauma life support ATLS training for physicians, for nurses, ensuring that they are well prepared to handle critical trauma cases as standard criteria of practices. Like somebody have also requested, we will be establishing a paramedics and emergency medical technicians as another cadre in our public service. Even if they don't have it at federal, we'll show the way.
Also speaking, the wife of the governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, said the program is aimed at ensuring a healthier and safer Lagos, as the importance of trauma care centers could not be overemphasized, hence the need for adequate preparedness by applying a local sense to problems. In his speech, Minister for State, Health and Social Welfare, Tunji Alausa, said the hospital, now known as Federal Medical Care, Ekpe, is not only a significant milestone for the people of Ekpe, but deserving access to quality health care, which will help stimulate local businesses.
CAM will offer the following courses: acupuncture, naturopathy, homeopathy, chiropractic medicine, and herbal medicine. With the combination of the new School of Nursing and the Federal College of Complementary and Alternative Medicine that is being cited in this area, it will offer opportunities for our youth to undertake studies and become professionals in the field.
Speaking in a paper presentation, reports of stakeholders' pre-conference technical deliberations, gaps, challenges and recommendations, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Olusegun Ogboye, said the Lagos State Ambulance Service, LASAMBOS, is redefined to respond to at least 70% of medical emergencies within 30 minutes. Ogboye added that it also aims to provide free pre-hospital emergency medical care in the state using appropriate equipment and skilled personnel within the shortest time. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has pledged his administration's commitment to ensuring that tertiary education in the state remains relevant and has a pride of place, which will help broaden the base of resources in its science and research center. Governor Sanwo-Olu stated this at the 6th public lecture as part of the 60th anniversary celebration of the Faculty of Engineering, University of Lagos. Speaking on the theme, the Nigerian power industry, past, present, and the future, the governor urged students in the faculty to see the event as a point of contact, connection, and make good use of the opportunities that the university provided for them.
The world is a global village now. We cannot give excuses. We cannot give reasons why things are not the way you want it. Those days, we need to go and open 3 textbooks to even be able to finalize a small 3-page stamp paper. You have the power of the internet. You have the power to research even on your phone, on your tablet, and to have the benefit of global best practices to be able to challenge your world of the future.
In a speech, the Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos, Folashade Okunshola, said the institution is keen in embracing emergency technology, foster sustainable solutions, and cultivate global partnerships. On his part, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, Samson Adioshun, said the event was a testament to 6 decades of excellence, innovation, dedication, and academic excellence, research and collaboration, which had produced visionary leaders, entrepreneurs, and pioneering researchers. The event was attended by the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Noimot Salako Oyedele, President Worldwide, Unilag Alumni Association, Ifeoluwa Oyedele, among others. The Lagos State government has announced a night traffic diversion for the installation of truck barrier at Ojuelegba Flyover Bridge by Fire Station between 10 p.m. on Saturday 5th and 5 a.m. on Sunday 6th of October. Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Oshiemi, in a statement, advised motorists to make use of diversion routes during the nighttime installation of the barriers. Oshiemi urged motorists from Eko Bridge, Costain, and Iponri inbound Ojuelegba to make use of the service lane from National Stadium Gate to link barracks to access their desired destinations. He implored motorists to be patient as the brief closure of the bridge is planned for nighttime as part of traffic management strategy to avert further accidents and loss of lives. A federal high court in Abuja has issued an order barring the Directorate of Road Traffic Services, VIO, from further stopping vehicles on the road, impounding of confiscated vehicles, and imposing fines on motorists. Justice Evelyn Maha issued the order in a judgment on a fundamental rights enforcement suit filed by a human rights activist and public interest attorney, Abubakar Mashal. In the judgment delivered on Wednesday, Justice Maha upheld Mashal's arguments that no law empowers respondents to stop, impound, confiscate, seize, or impose fines on motorists. Justice Maha also made an order of perpetual injunction restraining the respondents, whether by themselves, agents, privies, allies, or anybody acting on behalf of the first respondent, from further violating the rights of Nigerians to freedom of movement, presumption of innocence, and rights to own property without lawful justification. President Bola Tinubu has directed the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, to launch a thorough investigation into the recent spate of boat accidents in Niger State and across the country. This directive comes after a devastating boat accident on Tuesday night in Mokwa local government area of Niger State, resulting in the loss of lives. In a statement by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, President Tinubu commiserated with the families of the victims and prayed for the repose of the souls of the dead. He expressed gratitude to emergency workers and local divers who are working tirelessly to locate the remaining missing persons, while also ordering NIWA to expand its surveillance of inland waters to ensure safety and prosecute boat operators violating the ban on night sailing. It will interest you to know that rescue efforts saved at least 150 people, while 25 bodies have been recovered so far. Now to the rest of the stories. The House of Representatives has urged its relevant committees to interface with the Federal Ministry of Health and National Health Insurance Authority to carry out a comprehensive review of the price list for medicine and Medicare under the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS. This resolution was sequel to a motion of urgent public importance moved by a member representing Enugu East, Isuzo Federal Constituency, Enugu State, Paul Namchi, and the House Leader, Julius Igbobere, on the urgent need to review the NHIS medicines price list given the economic situation in the country. Namchi argued that the safety and well-being of Nigerians are of paramount concern to the Green Chamber and the NHIS was established to serve as a critical lifeline for millions of citizens who are required to pay affordable amounts to access health care. It stressed that if no urgent action is taken, loss of lives will be the increase, particularly among poor Nigerians struggling to make a living. Adopting the motion, the House mandated its committees on finance, health institutions, healthcare services, and specialist health services to liaise with relevant authorities in ensuring a comprehensive review of the NHIA's medicines price list and report back within 2 weeks. President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Emmanuel Osodeke, says most Nigerian universities are on the verge of shutting down over the unbearable cost of electricity. Osodeke said this during the opening of a 2-day national conference convened by ASU in Abuja with the theme, Nigeria in a State of General Crisis, the Search for a New Path to Development. The ASU president said while public universities receive 15 million naira monthly from the federal government as running costs, the electricity bills of some universities run between 200 and 300 million naira monthly. Osodeke added that the classification of electricity consumers into bands has increased the cost of most universities. Meanwhile, the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, has issued a 2-week ultimatum to the federal government calling for the resolution of outstanding issues affecting the polytechnic sector. The union said the ultimatum, which would commence on October 7 and conclude on October 25, could lead to industrial action if the demands are not met. National President of ASUP, Shama Panjas, made this known while addressing reporters at the end of the National Executive Council of the Union in Abuja. And now to foreign news. The death toll from Hurricane Helene has risen to 200 as rescuers continue to search for survivors from the storm that tore across the United States southeast region. More than half of the deaths were in North Carolina, where entire communities were uprooted and devastated by the deadliest mainland hurricane since Katrina in 2005. Hundreds of people are reported to be missing, and nearly 1 million homes are still without power nearly a week after the storm made landfall. The rising death toll comes as President Joe Biden continues this 2-day tour of the area, visiting Florida and Georgia. Biden has approved federal disaster assistance for survivors in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia as hundreds of roads remain closed, hampering efforts to send aid to hard-hit communities. Meanwhile, more rainfall is expected in coming days in parts of the Gulf Coast and Florida, which would complicate the recovery efforts. Now sports. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has expressed a desire to return to the octagon before the end of 2024. The Nigerian-born fighter, who recently dropped out of the UFC pound-for-pound rankings for the first time in 5 years, is eager to prove he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. Adesanya's exclusion from the rankings came after his submission loss to South Africa's Dicros du Plessis at the UFC 305, where he failed in his bid to reclaim the middleweight title. In a recent interview, the fighter expressed optimism about his future in the sport, saying he might not really fight for the belt, but rather fight for fighting's sake. Adesanya's coach, Eugene Behrman, has also hinted at a potential return in 2024, adding that the fighters remained active, training with other fighters at City Kickboxing. And that's our news at 9, but just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State government has signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) for the transfer of Ekpe General Hospital to the federal government in a bid to provide more psychosocial support in the healthcare sector. The House of Representatives has urged its relevant committees to interface with the Federal Ministry of Health and the National Health Insurance Authority to carry out a comprehensive review of the price list for medicine and Medicare under the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS. We also told you that the death toll from Hurricane Helen has risen to 200 as rescuers continue to search for survivors from the storm that tore across the United States Southeast region. And in sport, former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has expressed a desire to return to the octagon before the end of 2024. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Dewale Olowokoroku. I am John Omoaka. Thank you very much for listening.